Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are doing breakfast for the New York Yankees. Chapter 1, 1903 to 1919. A team for New York. The New York Yankees are the most successful franchise in the history of American professional sports since the team was created in 1903. The Yankees have been American League champions 39 times and won the World Series 26 times. No other team in any sport has won so many championships. That record is even more remarkable in light of the fact that in the first 18 years of their existence, the Yankees not only didn't win a World Series title, they didn't even win a pennant. In fact, they were one of the worst teams in baseball. In 1903, there were two major leagues. The long-established National League, which was founded in 1874, and the upstart American League, which was created in 1901, after competing against each other in 1901 and 1902. The two leagues formally agreed to work together in 1903. As part of that agreement, the National League agreed to allow the American League to put a team in New York. In early January 1903, Ban Johnson, the president of the American League, decided to move a flagging team from Baltimore to New York. There was only one problem with this plan. The team had no place to play. There were two ballparks in New York City, but both were home fields of the National League teams, so Johnson needed to build a new park. But where and how? The solution didn't come easily. At the time, the government of New York City was controlled by a group of corrupt politicians known as the Tammany Hall, after the building where they were often met. Every time Johnson thought he had found a place to build a ballpark, the politicians found a way to block him. Johnson finally realized that if he sold the team to a member of Tammany Hall, he would be allowed to build a ballpark. That's exactly what happened. Johnson agreed to sell the team to two members of Tammany Hall, Frank Farrell, a gambler, and William Devery, the former chief of police of New York City. Soon after he received permission to build a ballpark in the northern part of Manhattan. With that with that issue resolved, Johnson set out to build his team. He had promised Devery and Farrell that the team would be a winner, so he needed quality players and leadership. He got them by cherry-picking other teams. Clark Griffith, a former pitcher and manager of the 1901 American League champion Chicago White Stockings, became manager of the new team. Star pitcher Jack Chesbro of the Pittsburgh Pirates and outfielder Dave Fultz of the Philadelphia Athletics both made the move to New York, but the big star was outfielder Willie Keller, who left the Brooklyn Dodgers for the new Manhattan team. Although Keller wasn't a big man or a slugger, he knew how to hit. He once famously described his approach by saying that he hit where they ain't. Where he hit 'em where they ain't. The new team played its first game on April 22nd in Washington, D.C. against the Senators, losing 3-1. 8 days later, on April 30th, they won their first home game, 6-2. In their new park, the stands in the American League American League Park. The official name of the place was most known as Hilltop Park due to its location on one of the highest points on the island of Manhattan. When night quite finished, and parts of the field did not have any grass, but no one watched enjoying the game seemed to mind. They were just enjoying the action. As of yet, the team didn't have an official name. Most fans just called them the Americans to distinguish the club from New York National League team the Giants. But within a year, some fans and newspaper reporters were referring to the new team as the Highlanders, while others called them the Hilltoppers. Still others called them the Yankees because they played in the northern part of Manhattan, and the term Yankee referred to Americans who lived in the Northeast. This last name in 1913 it became official. Over the course of their first season, the Yankees picked up several more talented players such as fiery shortstop Caleb Elberfeld. By mid-season, they were in the pennant race. Then they fell back, finishing in fourth place with a record of 72-62, 17 games behind pennant-winning Boston. In the off-season, Johnson arranged for a few trades to make the Yankees stronger. On opening day in 1904, New York beat Boston 8-2, sending the message that the Yankees were just as good as the champions. The Yankees were particularly successful when Jack Chasbro was on the mound. Chasbro was one of the first pitchers to throw the spitball, a pitch that was legal at the time but has since been banned. Chasbro spit on his fingers, then squeezed the ball out like a watermelon seed as he threw it. That wet squeeze made the ball quickly dart toward the ground just as it reached home plate. The pitch was so effective and shots were so strong that other American League teams usually lost when he pitched. By season's end, however, Boston held first place with a record 92-57 to the Yankees in 90-56. The two teams were scheduled to play each other 5 times. The winner of the series would take home the pennant. The Yankees won the first game, but Boston won the next two. On the last day of the season, October 10, the two teams were scheduled to play a doubleheader to win the pennant. The Yankees needed to win both games. Jack Chesbro started the game for New York. 3 days later, he had beaten Boston for his 41st victory of the season, a modern-day record. The next day, he pitched again but lost. Now he was pitching for the third time in 4 days. An overflow crowd of 30,000 fans packed every nook and cranny of Hilltop Park that afternoon. In the fifth inning, the Yankees squeezed 2 runs across the plate to take a 2-0 lead. Then in the 7th inning, Boston scored 2 runs to tie it up. The score remained 2-2 to the top of the ninth. Chesbro and the Yankees needed to hold Boston scoreless while adding a run of their own to win the game. Boston's first batter, Lou Krieger, hit a ground ball to shortstop. Elberfeld fielded it cleanly but threw the ball into the door in front of first. Krieger was safe. Then Boston pitcher Bill Dinnan bunted him to second base. The next step back, Krydro went to third based on ground ball out. Now Boston shortstop Fred Parent stepped up to the plate. Chesver was exhausted, but he knew he needed to get at least one more out. He worked the count to ball, 2 strikes. Everyone knew he was going to throw a spitball next. That was his best pitch, and almost the only pitch he ever threw. In fact, he had already struck out Parent twice on spitballs. This time something went wrong. Instead of the ball darting across the plate for strike 3, the ball squirted from Chesver's hand and trailed off over Fred Parent's head. Chesver catcher read clean now, leaped for the pitch, but was too high. As the ball rattled against the backstop, Krydro scrambled home. Boston led 3-2. Chesver was stunned. He gave up a single and then finally got the third out of the inning. He walked off the field and collapsed on the bench in tears. Yankee manager Clark Griffith was crushed. He fell to the ground and buried his face in dust. The Yankees tried to rally in the bottom of the inning but fell short. Boston won the game and the pennant. On Chesver's wild pitch, the pitcher later told a reporter, "I would have given my entire salary back if could I but had the ball back to pitcher." Despite the loss, most baseball fans expected the Yankees to contend for the pennant for the next year. But in 1905, many of their key pitchers were injured, including Jack Chesver, and the Yankees finished in 6th place. The highlight of the season was the play of rookie first baseman Hal Chase. Before Chase joined the Yankees, most first basemen played only a few steps off the bag. They rarely pursued ground balls. Chase revolutionized the position. He ranged far off the base, still managed to get back in time to receive a throw. If he saw a batter start to bunt, Chase charged the hitter, sometimes fielding the ball on the base side of the diamond. He was widely popular with Yankee fans, who called him Prince Hal. Still, the Yankees fell short in 1905, and although they rallied in 1906, finishing 3 games out of first place, they didn't do much for the following 10 years. Corruption began to seep into the ranks, with the worst case being the discovery that Hal Chase had been fixing games, betting against his team, and then playing poorly so they lose. Owners Frank Farrell and William Devery squandered any money the team made on themselves instead of using it to build a stronger squad. The ballpark itself began to fall apart, and in 1914 was in such a state of disrepair that the Yankees had to rent the Polo Grounds from the Giants to play their home games. In short, the Yankees were in the laughstock of the American League. With the team losing money year after year, Farrell and Devery decided to get out of the game. At the end of the 1914 season, they put the Yankees up for sale. Jack Ruppert, the wealthy owner of a New York brewery, was a big baseball fan. So was Colonel Thing Has El Hamadou Cap Huston, an engineer who had served in Spanish-American War. Ruppel and Cap Huston were friends, and when they heard that the Yankees were available, they made Devery and Farrell an offer. Devery and Farrell received, and a new chapter in history of the New York Yankees began. That is chapter 1. Matt Christopher, the New York Yankees. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like. Chapter 2 will come somewhat soon. Enter the Babe. Bye.